everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. So today I am doing both a book review and a Kindle review. So let me start out with the Kindle review. My old e-reader, which I was using a Kindle Fire. So that's like their tablet. That was the one that was in color, but it could do more than just be an e-reader, right? Like I was able to put it on the Wi-Fi and you could like stream on it. I could play like games that were app based on it. So like I had Sudoku on it, things like that. Also, if I had downloaded an audiobook on it, it had speakers built in. So the audiobook could play directly from the Kindle Fire tablet. So that's what I had been using before. I've had it for a while. I had it like 7 years. It's been around, and it finally it said nope, I'm done. It said I'm done, and it won't turn on anymore. So it was time to replace it. So this is what I replaced it with. That's the case. Let me show you. So I got a Amazon Kindle. So not the Paperwhite. This is like the regular Kindle. And it's a black and white paper style screen. When I was comparing this to the Paperwhite, because my mom has the Paperwhite and she likes it, I didn't see a huge difference. The screen size on the Paperwhite is bigger, and the Paperwhite I think is like waterproof or water resistant. I don't remember which, and this one is not. And there wasn't a dramatic difference beyond that for $50 price difference. So this is the one that I got. And so far it's been working out really well. It's a little bit different in the sense that like it's not in color, right? So like even the book covers, right, are going to be black and white. Everything is going to be grayscale on this. Also, it doesn't have built-in speakers. I haven't done an audiobook yet, but the workaround is it has Bluetooth. So if I want to do an audiobook from this, I could just use Bluetooth and connect to it that way, or I could just use my phone and do an audiobook via my phone instead of through the Kindle. But the thing that I liked about this is that it doesn't have glare. So if I'm reading outside, it's a lot easier to see the print. You know, I'm not like doing this thing, like trying to block the sun. Like I can actually see it without, you know, having to play that kind of a game. So that's good. I'm in the middle of reading my first book on my new Kindle, and I'm enjoying it. The other thing that I'm doing on this is at night when my eyes are tired, I do the reverse image where it's like instead of having the white background and the black font, I'm doing the black background and the white font. And I find that at night it's easier on my eyes, so I'm not looking at such a bright screen. So I found that useful too. So that's what I think of this Kindle so far. So far, so good. Like, I hope that like down the road, I still feel as fondly about this as I do now. But right now, it perfectly meets my needs. So that is a new Kindle. So on to the book review. I finished reading Finale, which is part 3 in the Caraval book series by Stephanie Garber. So you may remember, and I'll throw a link up at the end, I reviewed the first and second book in this series, and I absolutely loved those two. The first one is Caraval, the second one is Legendary, and now I just did part 3, which is Finale. So my opinion on this, I enjoyed the first two more than I enjoyed this one. This one was a totally different tone to the overall story of the book. The first two books were focused on the sister relationship and letting that, both, you know, familial relationship and friendship between the sisters guide the story and the direction that the story was going, while being surrounded by magic and curiosities and all these exquisite, unpredictable, beautiful aspects of Caraval and the magic of legend. And that was the theme throughout the first two books. This third book, that sister bond took a back seat, in my opinion. And I also felt that the magic of the world, I want to say, took a side seat. It didn't take a back seat, it took a side seat. But it wasn't the driving force of this book. And the romantic relationship between the main character and the female protagonist and the male lead character, I think I'm using the right terminology here, that became the focus of this book. And it was a young adult romance novel. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think that's you know, a fantastic genre, but it wasn't what I wanted out of this book. I wanted more of the magical world that was being created in the first two books. I wanted to explore what that could look like and what the potential of that could be, and what happens if that's all unleashed, you know, in a less contained way. Or if there's restrictions put on it, what does that do to the main characters, right? Like, I wanted to see that. And because I sort of had that expectation going into reading the third one, of one, the bar being set so high because I loved the first two. And at this point, having my own investment in these characters and the story, right? I've been on this journey with them for a while. And then it not going in the direction I wanted it to go. That made me feel a little bit left down. So, you know, it's like 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? You know? And that, again, not to say it's a bad book, because it's not. It is a good book. It is well written. It is a descriptive world. It's just not the story that I wanted to get for the third book. So my review on Finale, good book, but good book for a young adult romance novel. Is it as good as the first two in the series? Not in my opinion. But was it worth reading? Yeah. If given the choice, I would read it again in the context of I want to complete the trilogy. And I believe there's another part to this series. So even though this one was called Finale and they did wrap it up with a nice bow at the end, I don't know if it's a novella, like a short story, but there is another piece to this this series. So we're not done with this yet, and maybe those things I wanted to see in Finale actually resolve in the last piece. When I get to it, I will give an update and let everyone know. But for now, that is my thoughts and my review of Finale by Stephanie Garber. And with that, I am done for the day. I'll see you all real soon. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.